We are at video number 0018, imprisoned in a cage. The student is asking a question. I feel trapped within myself. I strive, I desire, I achieve a little, yet peace never stays. It slips away like water from my hands. Why is my mind always restless? Why do I feel as if I am imprisoned, even when I have all that I need? The Guru replies, you have spoken the cry of the human heart. Every person, knowingly or not, lives within a cage, not one made of iron or wood, but of desire. You see, there are two kinds of desires: those that sustain life and those that bind life. The student is asking another question. Two kinds? Please explain. The Guru replies, yes, the first kind of desire is natural and necessary. We must seek food when hungry, water when thirsty, shelter when cold, and clothing for modesty and protection. These are not enemies of peace, they are servants of life. When these needs are met, the body becomes a steady boat, ready to carry the soul across the ocean of life. But beyond these, the mind begins to invent endless desires. The desire for status, pleasure, recognition, wealth, and constant stimulation. These are not born from necessity, they arise from craving. A student is asking another question. What is the difference between a desire and a craving? The Guru replies, a desire is something you require for survival and right living. It ends once fulfilled. A craving, however, never ends. It multiplies. It whispers more, more, more. Even when you gain what you wanted, it demands another taste. The Bhagavad Gītā says in chapter 3, verse number 39, desire born of craving is the eternal enemy of the wise. Like fire, it is never satisfied. So when you feed a craving, it grows stronger. Like a fire that devours more fuel, it burns brighter but never says enough. The student is asking another question. Then, why do we keep feeding it if it never satisfies? The Guru replies, because ego sits beside craving. like its dearest friend and cheerleader. The ego says, I am the one who desires. I am the one who owns. I am the one who must be greater than others. It decorates itself with possessions, praise, and achievements. When cravings are fulfilled, ego rejoices. But when they are denied, ego burns with anger, jealousy, and sorrow. That is why the Gita warns from attachment comes desire. From desire arises anger. From anger, delusion, and from delusion, loss of memory. And from loss of memory, the destruction of reason. When reason is destroyed, man perishes. This is from Bhagavad Gītā, verse numbers 62 and 63 of chapter 2. This is the chain of bondage, attachment to desire, desire to anger, anger to delusion, and to downfall. The student is asking another question. So, is the ego the real prison? The Guru replies, yes. Ego builds the cage. Cravings are the bars. Greed is the lock. And ignorance of your true nature is the jailer. When you identify with the body and the mind, saying, I am this is mine, that is not mine, you forget your eternal self, which is pure, free, and peaceful. Then you start living like a bird that has forgotten the open sky, fluttering restlessly within a narrow cage. The student is asking another question. But if all these desires and cravings are traps, how can one live in the world and still be free? The Guru replies, now you ask the question of freedom itself. The answer lies in right understanding and right action. You must live in the world, but not let the world live inside you. You must use things, but not be used by them. The Gita teaches the path of karma yoga, performing your duties selflessly, without attachment to results. Act because it is your dharma, your responsibility, not because you crave a reward. Then your actions purify rather than pollute your mind. As the Lord says in the Gita, chapter 2, verse number 47, you have the right to perform your actions, but never to the fruits thereof. Let not the fruits of action be your motive, nor let your attachment be to inaction. When you act with this attitude, detached, sincere, and without greed, you walk freely even amidst desires. Then the cage begins to melt away. The student is asking another question. What happens when a person conquers craving and ego? The Guru replies, then such a person becomes a king within himself, calm, steady, and luminous. He still eats, drinks, and works, but without inner turmoil. Cravings once roared like a storm, but now they fall silent. Anger no longer burns him. Jealousy no longer poisons him. Pleasure and pain, gain and loss, success and failure, he treats them as equal guests, bowing to both with the same calm smile. This is the state of Isthit Pragya, the man of steady wisdom described in the Bhagavad Gītā, chapter 2, verse number 55, 56, and 57. Such a person lives in the world like a lotus in muddy water, in it, but not of it. He performs his duties joyfully, helps others, spreads peace, but never feels enslaved by outcomes. The student is asking another question. What is the first step to begin this journey? The Guru replies, the first step is awareness. Observe your mind. Notice when a desire arises. Ask yourself, is this a need or a craving? Is it serving my peace or stealing it? The second step is discipline. Train your senses just as a rider trains his horses. Don't suppress desires with anger or guilt. That only buries them deeper. Instead, understand them, see their root, and release them gently through wisdom and self control. The third step is devotion. Surrendering your ego to something higher than yourself. When you act as an instrument of the divine, the burden of craving falls away. Then every action becomes worship and every moment becomes meditation. The student is asking another question. So, the case was never locked. The Guru replies, indeed, the door has always been open. The prison was only in your mind, built by craving, guarded by ego, maintained by ignorance. The moment you see this clearly, the cage disappears. You realize that freedom was never something to be gained. It was your true nature all along. The student is asking another question. I understand now. To live freely, I must not destroy desire, but purify it. To let go of craving, ego, and greed, and live with awareness and devotion. The Guru replies, yes, Desire purified becomes aspiration. Aspiration fulfilled becomes peace. Peace realized becomes freedom. Then you are no longer imprisoned in a cage. You are the open sky itself. Now we come to the closing message for you. Live in this world with simplicity. Take what is needed, give what you can. Feed the body, but not the ego. Work sincerely, but remain detached. Remember, you are not the cage. You are the light that shines within it. Hari Om.